Look, let's just be honest. I like to shop, but there is a moment, usually a brief flicker in the afterglow of a little shopping spree or picking something that's really cute, where doubt creeps in and you wonder where your money is going and what exactly it is that you're supporting. Recently, stories about the working conditions in China and Bangladesh have forced me to take an even harder look at the companies that I buy from. But the fact is, you don't always know. Well, our next guests are taking the burden of research off the consumer, and they've created a market that allows you to see where your product is coming from, how it was made, and who you are supporting. Just like Whole Foods has inspired people to care about the origins of their food, Zady is a platform aiming to change the way you think about shopping with a focus on the integrity of both the product and the producers. It's a great idea. We're joined now by Soraya Darby and Maxine Beda, the co-founders of Zady.com. And Maxine, I want to start with you. What was sort of the inspiration for you to want to create this site?
Well, we grew up in the era of fast fashion, and we were consumers of fast fashion.
Tell us what fast fashion is.
So fast fashion are those companies that are really pushing product, getting you to come into the store every week, every month to try to buy a new thing. And that's what we had, gotten used to. We would have a bad day, it wasn't going well, so we'd feel better, have a little pick-me-up, and walk home with a nice bag or a shirt. And we got really tired of that. We had closets full of clothes, and yet we felt we had nothing to wear. And at the same time, we were hearing about slave labor conditions in China and Bangladesh, as you just mentioned. And it felt really hard to feel that that purchase that you just made could be connected to it. So we wanted to come up with that easy solution, a beautiful, easy solution with Zady. So it could be easy, you could go, you could feel really good about the products that you're buying and learn a little bit more about them.
All right.
You want me to ask a question now?
You could if you like.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I wasn't really ready. That's why there was a long pause.
Cool.
But the question I did want to ask is, even beyond your company, how do you advise consumers to decide the difference between companies that are just trying to be sort of in the look of conscious consumerism versus those that have some objective proof that they're being responsible?
Soraya, you can take that.
So we're a part of a larger movement. The movement's called conscious consumption and conscious consumerism. And Zady likes to align itself with brands like Whole Foods that really does take time to show people the origins of the food that they purchase. Our goal is to take it one step further with product, menswear, women's wear, household items and gifts to give you the full robust story of how that's made. But it is a larger movement, and it goes far beyond us. In order for this to work, we're going to need to partner with brands all around the world who do stand up for these principles and who do align with our mission.
Maxine, I love this concept of conscious consumerism, and it's going on. It's much bigger than Zady, as you're talking about. Some people call it dollar voting. Some people call it moral purchasing. I read up on this philosopher, John McMurtry, who says no purchasing decision exists that doesn't imply some moral choice. And I think a lot of people don't look at it that way. And if we look at our money as able to shape our world, the way we spend it, where we spend it, then we would look at it differently, and we spend it differently, right?
Absolutely, and I think we have made that connection with food. We definitely, we think more about it. I grew up with fast food. That was a normal meal to have, and we're definitely a little bit more conscious of that. Even the fast food industry is changing itself, so there are more organic choices. Walmart has, organic food these days. Nothing we would have conceived of even 5 years ago. So customers and consumers are really beginning to catch on to the idea with food, and now they're beginning with apparel as well.
Well, Soraya, what you guys are really talking about is sort of a shift in mindset. I mean, like Maxine was saying, there is this feeling of you go shopping and you get something cute and you are excited to wear it, and it's, it's like a kind of an addiction in a way. So how do you break that mindset?
Well, 2/3 of millennials, according to the Curve report, when given two like-minded products, two stylish products, are willing to pay a little bit more for the item that has the social good component. And with Zady, we're saying you don't have to worry about spending more now because you get more bang for your buck in terms of cost per wear. So the items that you're buying on Zady will last in your closet for years to come. The goal for us is to always give people something that makes them feel good both and socially responsible at the same time.
And you also attack greenwashing, right? Everybody wants to be eco and green, but some companies fake it, and you're pulling the rug out from under them.
Yeah, exactly. I think with our map feature, which goes down to the raw materials, exactly where your product is coming from the raw materials to the manufacturing, where the company's headquarters. And if you can turn around and ask those greenwashing companies those same questions, you're not going to get very clear responses.
Well, and I also think that just the whole idea of fast fashion, of disposable clothing, isn't green, right?
No, not at all. I think there's a myth out there that you give your clothing away and it goes to somebody that needs it more than you do, and that's just not true. There's enough clothing out there to have a whole wardrobe for every single man, woman, and child on this planet. It ends up in the garbage, and I think people don't realize that.
Well, I think it is a beautiful concept. Thank you for putting it together.
Thank you so
Zady.com. I hope people will go and check it out. Soraya and Maxine, thank you both.